All right, everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Fireside 42. This is Rob Walden, and I got Tony with me. Tony, how are you today?
I'm doing really well.
We got another episode today. We're going to talk Chris Brown, and we're going to talk about quality.
Hey, he's the guy when it comes to quality. I learned so much from Chris when he was doing these subcommittees. He involved me and many others on the demands that were out there and just the language that they were working on. I come from battery, so a lot of what I was talking to him about was related to battery, but I also got to see a lot of other things that they were working on all across the board for every shop. And it's just very interesting and a very important piece to have for our members and our representatives to have access, to have the knowledge, and to have empowerment to make sure we put the best damn vehicles out of this plant, with the best quality that we can have. And so, I think once you listen to the episode, you get a really good idea what they're going for and what they've won.
All right. Well, with that note, let's go ahead and listen to it.
Let's do it.
All right. Chris.
Yes.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. How about you, Robert?
I'm pretty fair. Work's been tough lately. I'm a little tired, but I'm feeling pretty good today. You guys have been busy.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about quality.
Yes.
You're the guy.
Thank you.
This seems like a foregone conclusion, but I'm going to ask the question because there's people in charge that don't seem to know the answer. Why do we have quality in the contract? Why does it matter that we negotiate quality?
Well, Robert, if you think about it, marketing sales, they're the ones that get a customer to come in. Quality, though, is what gets that customer to become a repeat customer. And because of that, that's what keeps us in a job.
All right, that's our podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I agree with you. It's easy to get people to believe a promise the first time. Right?
Correct.
If you don't keep it.
If you don't keep it, though, they're going to, next time, I ain't going to buy a Volkswagen. I'm going to go buy a Honda or Toyota or some other brand. But if they get a good Volkswagen, they like it. When they're ready to buy another car, the first brand they're going to look at is a Volkswagen.
Okay, but let me ask you this. So that makes sense for the company, right? They're going to make billions of dollars because they're selling a quality car. Yes. Well, how does that translate to us? Those guys are already rich. How is that going to make our job better? My job as a team member. How does making sure that our quality, besides keeping a job, there's got to be more meat on the bone than that, right? Oh,
yeah. There's a whole lot more meat on the bone than that. But, that's a pretty simple statement. But to give you an idea, right now, under the company structure we have, you take a QRK man on the line, right?
QRK, what is that?
QRK, that's the quality inspector at the end of each BA.
Okay.
And zones like that.
Is that a German? I'm sorry, this is just.
It's a German word.
It's a German acronym? Okay.
Yes, it's like a 15, 18-letter word that I can't pronounce.
Fair enough. America, small words.
Yeah,
right,
America. But anyway, right now in our current structure, the problem we got is we have a top-down quality. All right, but we have no method from bottom back up, really. There's too many layers. You take that QRK has an issue. He has a team leader. From there, it goes to a supervisor, to an AEM, to a manager, to the president of manufacturing, and then it reaches the vice president level, which is where the quality is. All right, how much do you think flows up that far, really?
Well, I've played that whisper game, and it doesn't ever work out. So
correct, and the quality we negotiate in now, we're going to have a structure in place to where you can bypass all that. The man on the floor sees an issue. Every zone is going to have a part-time quality rep that they can communicate to. And then in the contract, we're going to have a plant quality rep that is a UAW guy, and he will have direct access to the vice president of quality to take problems to him, and that's negotiated in the language.
So our guy's going to bypass all that other bullshit. He's going to go right to the top and say, this is a problem.
He can go directly to the top if he has to. He can go to director. He can go to AM, whoever he wants to in quality that he believes is the level he needs to. But he has the right to go straight to the vice president. Also, the international will be coming in to help ever so often to check up, make sure everything's going good, any advice that the local quality rep might need. The local quality rep will also have access to all the quality meetings, short audit, long audit, top queue, all their quality meetings he has direct access to.
So this seems to be a common, again, we come across so many common threads in these conversations. So there's going to be a local guy. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a international guy.
International will come in from Region 8. From Region 8.
From Region 8, from time to time. But, I mean, you get more than one person, you're starting to talk about a team. And we putting together a lot of teams. Are we going to have a quality team?
Yes.
And is there going to be Volkswagen reps as part of that team so that we're working together? Or is this just going to be our guys giving oversight?
This is our guys being able to take problems on the floor. All right, take the door handle issue. Okay, let's remember that with the ID4.
Well, yeah, I went on furlough over that garbage.
Yeah. Okay. So early on, I'm a QA inspector myself. That's what I do in the plant. I've been a QA inspector for 11 years now. I've been here almost 15. We found that problem the first few hundred cars. Complained about it. They're like, let go. Well, now they say, let go. Talk to your quality rep. Say, hey, man, stuff's going on. Management's just letting this stuff go. Mm-hmm. You think our vice president of quality ever heard about that door handle problem until it was a major issue and there was a recall? Mm-hmm. I bet you didn't. But now that worker will have somebody go directly to take it as high up as he needs to take it in this factory and see it stop before it becomes a 5,000 car issue, 10,000 car issue. That protects our jobs.
Yeah, I lost a lot of money over that furlough thing.
Yeah, and we probably lost a lot of customers.
Probably lost a lot of good employees, too. Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense. All right, you have a quality issue right now.
Yeah.
Right? You talked about the hierarchy that it goes through.
Right.
So right now, it sounds like if there's a quality problem, company can pencil whip that shit if they want to.
Yes, they can.
Okay.
Up to now, under our current system, what goes on is we'll be out there writing up a problem. They're like, oh, just stop writing it up. Or they'll tell us we'll have a problem. They'll be like, clear it and send it. And that goes on a lot in assembly. Mm-hmm. I've witnessed it go on whenever I worked on BA7 as a CP8 worker, them tell the QRKs, clear it and send it.
I've seen that as a team member, yeah.
Me as a QA, they couldn't order me to. An assembly guy couldn't. Now, my management could in quality. An assembly guy couldn't order me to.
So to be clear, they can order you to sign off on something that you have identified as not...
They'll do it, yeah. I've been told many times.
Okay. Or there's going to be repercussions. Like, to be clear, there's going to be punishment for you if you don't lie about the quality of the car.
Right.
Okay.
Going forward with this contract, we got language in there now that if I say it's bad, my manager walks up and says, clear it, I can say no. You want cleared, you log in, you clear it with your name, Mr. Manager. Mm-hmm. Now you own it. You ain't going to come back 2 days later, they found this in Longmont, and we're going to write you up for blah, blah, blah. You cleared this, even though he knows he told me to clear it.
Right.
Now it's going to be his name on it.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah, he's responsible.
Yeah, if you ain't got the guts to put your name on it, don't ship it.
That's right. But it's easy to have the guts when you're telling the other man to be the frontline soldier.
Right? Yeah, when you're asking somebody else to lay down on the mine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this. I always thought this was a bit suspicious, personally. So we do audit cars. Mm-hmm. We all know what the audit car is. You know, I know when the audit car's coming 3 days ago. Mm-hmm. So we touched that car with kid gloves, you know, which seems a little sketchy, right? I mean, so are we going to have some kind of mechanisms in place to verify quality without having an identified quality car that everybody's going to take special care on? Like, are we going to come through and say, let's just check that car, for example?
The UAW part, technically, no. Okay. We're there. It's more of an issue of most quality problems are spotted by the worker first.
Yeah, they are.
They're not spotted in long audit. Mm-hmm. Long audit reports out. Usually there's done some worker done been complaining about an issue.
Okay.
But it isn't getting nowhere. So I just clear it, send it. I mean, that's the attitude all through assembly. Clear it, send it. Instead, now that worker can go, he will have a rep in his area. If he's in body, paint, assembly, he'll have a rep. All right, that rep can immediately contact the plant quality rep, which is UAW. That way he can come, he can talk to who he wants. If he needs to, he can get clearance to pull that team leader off that called him to be an SME for him in a meeting if he needs to. Mm-hmm. You know, it's in the language, there's a process to do that. But more than likely, he'll understand what's going on himself. And he can go to who he needs to see in QA quality, like vice president down, and say, hey, this is an issue, what's going on. you probably ain't heard about it yet, but these workers have identified this. I've went and checked on it personally, and it is an issue. You probably are checking. So, like I said, it gives us a direct line of communication. That's the big thing. Something we've always been lacking, because when you go through 8 layers of management, nothing don't get up there.
Right. So are we going to be able to track this? Is there going to be a tracking system so that we can, so that in the event that, and, we have to assume that the company always does the right thing, always. But if for some reason we go to the vice president or whoever and we say there's an issue, are we going to be able to track that so later on down the road he can't say,
yes.
I never had that conversation. I don't know what he's talking about. Door handles? What door handles?
Oh, yes. The international, they call it plant quality rep. Other plants call it international quality rep. Same thing, if you hear me cross terms. He will keep records of what he brings to him. So if they try to come back later, no. June 18th at 2:30 p.m., we had a conversation about this. I made you aware of it. Mm-hmm. And he will keep files and records on that so that it does not come back like that.
So I would have to imagine that would also help us identify trends. Especially
Yes.
for when we get parts coming. Like, here's a good example. We're creeping up on that time of the year when in body shop, and I was having a pre-conversation with Josh here, and apparently it happens in other places of the shop, where our vendors send us all of their garbage at the end of the year to try to get rid of it. And so we end up with boxes and boxes of bad parts. Is there a way for us to track that and try to put a stop to that? Because it seems like we waste a lot of time and money dealing with bad parts.
We do, and I've seen this issue since I've worked here. So I've been here since I hired in November 2010. Mm-hmm. And yes, this guy, the method would be, of course, to report out to the top quality meetings that, hey, we're getting this from such vendor. Now, the quality rep does not have the right to go into the vendor's buildings. That's their property. Mm-hmm. He can't do that. But he can on this end. In the quality meetings, he has the right to speak up, and he can also bring in Region 8 to sit in to back him up.
Yeah, explain to our guys what Region 8 is.
So the UAW is divided into multiple regions. You got the international, but then you have different regions like Region 1, Region 1A, Region 2, 3. Our section where we live at, Tennessee, falls under Region 8. Okay. And they have a director. This director is directly under the president of the UAW.
Okay.
This region is his responsibility.
Okay. What do you feel like? So you've been negotiating this stuff. You've been bargaining this stuff. What is the biggest win for us, do you think, that you've been able to accomplish so far?
To me, the biggest win is what I covered a second ago. From now on, management cannot order a worker to clear stuff in their name, tell them clear it and send it. The worker will now have the right to say, no, you want cleared. You clear it yourself, Mr. Manager or Mr. Supervisor. You log in with your handheld and you clear it. It's on your name, not mine.
And there's no possibility for reprisals on that quality guy, that team member. To say,
that's why you have committeemen.
That's why
you try to go against it, you're breaking contract. That's contractual language.
That's black and white. There's no way around that.
Right.
And again, it goes back to if you ain't got the guts to put your name on it, it's bad.
Right. Exactly. And it's went on too many years here. It's been too many times I've seen people get in trouble when the boss himself knows he told them 2 hours ago to clear that.
Now, do you think that will, how often do we have, the door handle is a perfect example. We had 5,000 cars out in the backyard, in the whip. You think that's going to reduce our whip?
Yes. Yes, it will, because what I really think is going to reduce the whip, though, is that direct line of communication where this worker is seeing things. It's just like us. I ran into the issue. I was doing the VLT cars, which when they have a new product, they set up a VLT inspection area. Mm-hmm. And me and another guy was doing it on day shift together. All right, the first, 1,500, 2,000 cars all come through VLT for a special inspect, and what we're looking for is repeat problem parts. We started running on this, and VLT complained about it because the door handle would suddenly snap. And, it hurt when you got your fingers. It stung. Mm-hmm. And we're complaining about, let's send it. Instead of fixing it. Hey, what's the issue? Just send it. Now, it won't be. Number one, you say, send it. I'm going to write it up and say, well, you want to send it, you're going to have to clear it. Right. I can't move on a process till it's cleared. Number two, I can go to that quality rep and say, hey, this is an issue, and they're not addressing it. So take it up the line, please, sir, or ma'am.
So a lot of the conversations we've had, there's bringing in UAW, there's just this world of expertise.
Yes.
Are our quality guys going to get some new or additional training from the UAW side of the house? Some real legit training to make these guys experts in what they're doing
Yes.
beyond what the pedally training the Volkswagen likes to give people?
Yes, especially the reps. They're going to be trained in this stuff. And see, we'll also, like I brought up, we'll have access to Region 8. Their guys going to come in every so often, period. But if we are having an issue, Region 8 is somewhere because they have other quality men. They service a lot of factories. Call up Region 8 and say, hey, we're having this issue here, such and such. Have you seen this issue at other plants and how did they fix it?
Yeah,
Now, instead of trying to figure out how to reinvent the wheel, you just call the guy that made the wheel and he tells you how they did it.
Which is,
It's common sense.
Yeah. Well, and unfortunately, because Christina likes to tell us, we're the only factory in the whole world. We're floating on an island called Chattanooga out in the vacuum of space. We don't have other factories that build Volkswagens that we can call up and say, hey, how do we do this? But we've got Ford and GM. They're all UAW factories, and they've all got expertise, even if they're competitors in the market. We can reach out to those people because we all want to build. We all want to make a buck, right? We all want to make a living. So that's good.
And like I said at the beginning, quality is what keeps you in a job.
Absolutely.
It brings the repeat customer.
Oh, let me ask you this. I'm curious about this because part of this conversation, part of these conversations that we're having is about the process of bargaining, right?
Yes.
Of what you guys are going to. So what was the experience like for you walking into that room with those people and bringing quality language to the table for the first time?
They were very combative, extremely combative. They're like, our quality's plenty good enough. We're over-qualitied. And it's like, no, you're not.
They just furloughed all of MEB and battery and because of a quality problem, and they're overqualified on quality. That's what they're telling you?
Yeah, they're over-qualitied in quality. Goodness. And they were extremely combative against every step. The first pass of language, they passed it back with everything crossed out except for like 4 words.
Is the and? That's probably what they left you?
Yeah, something about like that.
Any idea why? I know you can't read their minds, but are they just proud? Did they think you were an idiot? What do you think was going through their minds when they met you with such hostility, it sounds like?
To me, I think they see it as a threat on their jobs, is how they took it. Honestly, that's how I took it. They felt like it was a threat toward their jobs, that the UAW was just going to take over the quality and run it themselves. It's like, no, we work with the system. We help the system, and we provide direct links. I also got the impression that, they don't like the idea that somebody is going to be there if they ain't doing their job that's going to rat them out to their bosses.
Shouldn't they take a certain amount of pride in, what do they call it, German engineering? Isn't that a thing?
Exactly. That's what I thought, or I would think.
They sold me on that bullshit when they hired me on. And,
They did me too.
Okay.
But, that's what I really took out of it was they really didn't like the idea that this guy, if they don't do their job, this guy's going to report out on them because they're used to doing what they want.
But that just means they haven't been doing their job.
Exactly. If you're doing your job, you're not worried about it, right?
Yeah. If you're building a kick-ass car.
Yeah.
So then let me ask you, this is kind of my end question here. It's not very imaginative, but is there anything that I haven't asked you? Is there anything that you want to convey to the listeners about the bargaining process or the wins that you've achieved? Or is there something that you want them to know that I haven't brought to the table?
I believe we pretty well covered it. And I'm very proud of the language we got.
You should be.
Because it is going to be life-changing for those quality workers down there, and like my job. All of a sudden, you can't, the big thing, I just keep going back to it, you can't tell me I have to clear something I say is bad.
Right.
No, you have to clear it now. And I've seen so many people done that way over the years, and then them go back and jump on me, even though they knew they told them to do it, and jump all over them like they didn't know, even though the same boss. Well, now the person has their right. And they try to buck it. It's in the language. Hey, send my committeeman out here.
So this just occurs to me, and this is going back to how all of this stuff just ties back into each other in one form or another. But so I envision the possibility of a scenario where a quality guy says, this isn't right, and I'm not signing off on it. And the supervisor comes back and says, no, this is right. You need to send it. And the quality guy says, well, no, I'm not going to do it. You need to do it. So the supervisor says, okay, I'm going to send it. But then he says, this is quality. And he can prove legit that it was quality. And And so now the quality guy just needs some training.
He needs some training, yeah.
Not punishment. We're not going to thump him, but we're bringing in systems from other parts of the contract. It says, no, we're going to coach this guy. It's not a big deal. The supervisor was able to ship it. It's a quality car. We know it's a quality car. We've checked it. It's just that this particular instance, this quality guy misunderstood something.
Yeah.
And now we're going to coach him. And now we're golden. We've just made everything better by working together in a system that's meant to help both sides.
Well, that made me think back to a conversation I had about a year ago with a member of management. And we were just talking candidly with each other. And he's just trying to play out a scenario with me because, UAW had just been voted in. He knew I was a firm supporter. This was before we even had elections, even before I became a temporary bargaining rep. And he's just picking my brain a little bit. He's like, no, Chris, I got a question. He's like, second shifts inspectors are not on par with day shifts. I'm like, yeah, they're newer guys. I said, all of us been here since Stone Age. He's like, that's true. What if I've got an inspector that is, he's missing stuff, missing fairly obvious stuff and everything, and I want to write him up and says, you're his rep. Call you back here. Let's play like you're the rep. I was like, okay. I said, well, I'm going to play like I don't know you. I'm going to play like I don't know the person. Just say I'm coming up as a rep, and I really don't know you well. You know what I'm saying? I know this guy's my member. I talk to him every day, but I don't really know the relationship. I'm going to talk to him first about what's going on. I said, any good rep will always go to his member first. I said, then I'll come to you, and I'll say, now I want to hear your side. He said, I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. This guy's repeatedly missing stuff. It's been found short on it. It's been found long on it. He's falling behind. I want to write him up for it. I said, well, I'm going to look at you and say, well, why do you want to write him up? I said, why shouldn't you give him more training first? Maybe it's a training issue. Have you tried that? And he looked sort of funny. He's like, Chris, he says, that is the right answer. I probably should send him for more training if he's falling behind instead of just going to write him up.
Makes sense to me.
Does me too. You've already invested in this worker. Hey, if you got to invest a little bit more training, that's fine. It's a whole lot better than having to hire a whole new worker. Then you mess this guy's life up because he lost his job. Then you bring in another worker that you don't even know will show up or not. He's off the streets. You don't know who he is. Instead, you're investing in your worker, your employee, for a better future with that training. And the company profits from it too.
Right, absolutely, yeah. Well, thanks for talking to me.
Hey, it's been wonderful, Robert. Appreciate my time here. Thank you, sir. Thank you for what you're doing.
You're welcome. Keep up the good work, man.
And you do the same, brother.
All right, we're out. So that was quality, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you learned something. I did. I'm kind of excited about it. I mean, I know it's not as sexy as some of the other things, but man, being able to sell a car that's, quality, that's a good deal.
Quality sells and resells cars.
Yeah.
And makes you buy another car of the same brand.
Yeah,
if you like
just like Chris said, it's you can make a promise, but if you don't make good on the promise, they ain't coming back.
Fuck you, I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about next week. So we got options. We're going to sit down and we're going to have a conversation with Billy Quigg and Steve Cochran about the Works Council and their counterparts in the company and kind of the hierarchy, and so we can kind of give people a better understanding of that. That episode's coming up. We have a brilliant episode with Lisa Elliott and Yogi Peoples. We had a really good conversation with those ladies. Yeah. We're going to get them on again. So, and then we still have an episode out there talking a little bit about skilled trades. So we've got options, and we'll narrow it down to something. In the meantime, stay tuned, and we'll see you when we see you. This is Fireside 42. We're out.